let's begin with a quick warm-up. I'd like to show you how quick and easy it is to find a list of applicants for a vacancy and then go on and open an applicant file. So I'm going to change now to my browser, and I'm logged in as John Doe, an example administrator. I'm going to turn here to the main menu where each of the sections of the system are listed. And of course, I'd like to see applicants. I'd like to see those listed by the vacancy they applied for and group those into categories. And this is an elementary school teaching vacancy. Here are the vacancies we're trying to fill in my district right now. And the one I'm interested in is the library media specialist. We've had 23 applicants at this point. And then I'd like to view all of those applicants. And now here on the right we have the list, Rebecca, Marie, Greg, and so on. If I want to know more about Rebecca's qualifications, I click Open to open her file in the system. Notice she's represented in a new tab here. In the Quick Look section, I can scroll down a bit and browse her resume. And then if I'd like to see more how she filled out the application form, I'm going to click Online Application. And then AppliTrack will prepare a PDF file of that application and display it for me to browse and read. So that's the simplest and most basic thing you can do in AppliTrack, to find a list of applicants and then look at an individual applicant's file and materials. So I hope you agree with me when I say it's quick and easy. Now let's go on and let me explain to you the skills that I'm going to teach you now. I'm going to begin by helping you to understand how an applicant applies for your positions. And this will help you avoid a couple of common confusions. One is the difference between applying for a vacancy and applying for a pool. And the second is the red not submitted label you may see beside the names of some applicants. So I'll explain why those will show up. This is easiest to understand if we look at things from the applicant's point of view. So I'm going to go to a demonstration system and log in as a sample applicant. And here on the Home tab are some instructions, but I want to go to Edit in order to see the actual application pages. After collecting background and address information, of course, then the applicants on page 4 see a list of the currently open vacancies. And in order to apply for a vacancy, I simply check a checkbox. So there's nothing more to applying for a vacancy than that. Applicants can apply for more than one vacancy in the same application process. But now let's turn to the idea of the pool, and that's here on page 5. Now we don't use the term pool with the applicants. They get confused by that. We call it position desired, and it's explained right up here at the top. If you're interested in future openings in the following areas, please check those positions. What if I was a high school physics teacher and I was trying to apply in your district in November or December or January, and there simply are no high school physics vacancies at that time of year? Well, then I can scroll down here on page 5 to the high school teaching pools and then check the checkbox to apply for the physics pool. Now please ignore that alert box. I'm only getting it because I'm using this system repeatedly. And then AppliTrack always asks how many years of experience I have in different types of positions. So that's the pool. And now if I go on to the next page, and by the way, a major reason for that pool is you don't miss those hard to find specialized applicants like that high school physics applicant there. And now AppliTrack knows that I applied for a certified teaching position, so it assigns me the appropriate pages to fill out. This is a lot of information to fill out in one sitting, and most applicants don't do that. They click Save as Draft, and then they come back and finish the rest of the pages. And that's the source of that rather confusing not submitted label. And let's take a look at what that looks like from your point of view. So I'm going to go back to our list of applicants here and scroll down, and pretty soon you're going to see here that Jennifer is marked not submitted in the date completed column. It simply means she needs to finish her application, whereas Susan has a date in hers. The reason we show you these incomplete applicants is for your hard to fill positions. There it's an advantage to know that someone has even started an application. That way you can contact that person. It might lead to employing a well-qualified, hard-to-find person before some competing school district or employer does. So I hope those will help you avoid some of the confusions we hear about occasionally from administrators new to AppliTrack. Let's move on now to your skills. Let's learn how to log in, and then we'll go on to find a set of applicants, and instead of clicking open for each applicant, we're going to change the display so that we can browse their basic qualifications right in the list. And then some of those people will stand out as better qualified, so we're going to group those selected better qualified applicants into a folder, and that's the way of just cutting down your list to those who you're still considering as you move toward an interview list. Then we will open and review an individual's application documents. I'll show you how you can send emails to that person, keep notes about them as you review their materials, and then group those people into folders, as I said earlier. So that's our game plan for the rest of our session today. So let's go back to my browser. I'm actually going to log out now and start from the very beginning. So you will open your browser, and by the way, AppliTrack works well on tablets as well as computers. And then you'll simply type in the address applitrack.com/ but now, instead of using the word training, use the name for your AppliTrack system. So my system today is called training. applitrack.com/ your system name. And when you press return, you'll arrive at your administrative login. I'm logging in today, as I told you, as John Doe. And then click to sign in. So I'm sure you've done that in many other types of online systems. And now let's take a look at the applicants. Let's take a look at My Dashboard. This is where you arrive when you first log in. And this area to the right then becomes a personalized experience for you. Notice that AppliTrack keeps a record of the recent vacancies that I've been reviewing, of any applicants that I have opened and reviewed, and any folders I'm in the process of using. So as you get a history with AppliTrack, this area to the right becomes increasingly useful as a quick way to get back to the material you're working with. And now let's go to the applicants area, where we have an applicant dashboard, and you have some searching capabilities right here on various criteria. As we scroll down, you'll see a 2-week timeline. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a real system in just a moment, and then some overall statistics. So in a system that's not a demonstration system, you're going to see a timeline like this. So you can see how many applicants have applied on any day for the past 2 weeks, how many jobs have been posted. And then if you're interested in statistics, how many average applicants you're getting each week, how many people are logging in the last 24 hours, and so on. So every once in a while, it might be of interest to scan those areas there. All right, now let's go on in our session, and let's start the process of screening applicants for a music position at the middle school. So I'm going to re-click the main menu. If you do get lost during your first use or two of AppliTrack, you can re-click the main menu at any time to get back to where you logged in. And now I'm going to return to the Applicants section. And before I go on here, let's go to Vacancies by Category, and then Middle School Teaching. This is a middle school music position that I need to fill. But now, before I go on, I'd like to talk once more about vacancies and pools. And let's use the example of this foreign language Spanish teaching position. Notice for this position, there's only 10 people who've applied for the vacancy. And it's very possible that you might not find any applicant there that meets your expectations. In that case, that's when you turn to the pool, because this is over time going to be a larger number of people that applied to your vacancies, because it includes those people who applied at times of the year when this vacancy was not open. And I believe that's how you'll make most use of your pool, is when you have not gotten a satisfactory number of qualified applicants for your vacancies. So just every once in a while, be aware of those pools. But now let's scroll down so I can see the music vacancy I'm interested in here, and notice 48 applicants have applied. So again, I click that link and then view all applicants. So you can see finding a list is simply starting from the general, applicants in general, and then gradually becoming more specific until you can view all of the applicants for the vacancy you're interested in. And now notice some new details that we didn't see in the first list. A heading row, internal applications, and then lower, external applications. So clearly Ellen, Rebecca, and Clausen are current employees of my district. So any internal applicants are always listed at the top, bringing those people to your attention. And let me back up a step here by using the back arrow. I want to show you this gear button right here. If those red, not submitted, labeled people kind of get in your way, you have plenty of qualified, complete applications, you can choose not to show those in your list by just unchecking include incomplete applicants. So just be aware of that option if that helps you a bit. And now let's go on in a more typical screening process. I could start clicking open and look at each person's files, but that's 48 people, and that's a pretty slow way of getting our first impressions of the qualifications of this group. So instead, we're going to change the display. We're going to change the columns in this table to show us those basic qualifications. So I'm going to once again just click View All Applicants, only so I could find the link Add Remove Columns. So I'm clicking it, and then at the top I have a drop-down menu. Choose a column preset. These are preset sets of columns that we've put together for you to use because we hope they'll be helpful to you. I'm going to choose Education/Credentials since this is a certified teaching position. And now if you'll scan the column headers, I hope you'll agree with me when I call these the basics, the kinds of qualifications we tend to look at first, and then we start making some decisions fairly early on. Am I going to look further at this person's materials or not? And this list is sortable. So if you needed an alphabetical list, you can click the full name column header. And that's how you sort any list in AppliTrack. Click the column header for the criteria that you want to sort by. And I want to sort by GPA, and that will give me a high to low order of GPA. So you can group these highest GPA people together in your list, or you could sort by degree to group the master's degree people in the list. So just know that sorting can help you more quickly find people that have particular qualifications.